It is Friday. It's a special Ask Dr. Glidden day here. We had to reschedule from Wednesday because I had to travel all the way out to San Diego to deliver the hot sauce order that saves the day and pays all the bills. So we're back. The van started acting up. Thought I was going to lose it on the way back. It was a harrowing experience, I guess. Added to the other issues. So we are here with Dr. Peter Glidden, and you have your opportunity to ask him your questions. The phone is new. I have Google Voice and the same number on here, but I'm going to just maybe take a pause here and see if I can figure out how to even connect it to Bluetooth. It's new. It's kind of like a lower class Samsung phone, so I'm still figuring out how to work it, but we can always use the chats to ask Dr. Glidden your questions, your health questions. Dr. Glidden, how are you doing today, sir?
Best day of my life so far. Thank you for asking. It's hotter than heck here. It's a problem.
Yeah, they said I'm 105 today, but that usually, for whatever reason, where we are, like, specifically, it's usually about 5 degrees hotter than that.
Yeah. Well, you're in Arizona. It's a whole different animal.
Yeah. We also have, I don't know if I used to think this was a good thing because I didn't think they could even grow things in a desert, but irrigation does wonderful stuff. But we have farmland behind our development on all four sides. So I hear the helicopters at night or sometimes the little mini planes, and they're spraying the heck out of the fields. We already live in a dry climate with lots of wind, and I'm sure that doesn't bode well for our health because there's like sooty sand that covers everything in the driveway. You got to always wipe your window with the washer fluid just before you head out.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
so I would be under the impression that there's probably a bunch of chemicals soaked into that sand that's settling on everything, and that it probably can't be good for air quality for breathing.
No. I mean, God only knows what they're spraying, right?
All right.
It's kind of a big deal. There are two fundamental naturopathic. Um, hold on. There are two fundamental naturopathic tenets. One is we got to nutrify the body. The other is we got to detoxify the body. And if you do those two things, most of the time the body will um, kickstart itself, and your complaints will be gone. So the crap in the air, crap in the food, crap in the water, crap in the soil is kind of a big deal. And naturopathic doctors are the only ones that recognize it, and we're really the only ones that have any solution for it. And it's an interesting thing to talk about because God is smart, and the liver, which is the main organ of detoxification in the body, is the only organ in the body that can regenerate itself. So the liver can take a big hit and keep on working. And I don't know why it's that way, but it is that way. And it's a good thing too, because we really need to optimize the structure and function of the liver in order to deal with all of the crap that's in the environment that finds its way into the body that's gumming up the works. But that's a relatively easy thing to do because the liver wants to fix itself, like a lot. You can surgically remove 3/4 of it. I think it'll grow back. So there's a saying in naturopathic medicine that when you don't know what to do, treat the liver. So,
That's smart.
because if you treat the liver, then everything's going to work better. It's important to detoxify the human body, but you have to do it the right way because, like my grandmother said, if you scrub the pot too hard, you're going to break it.
Yeah, what's funny is you would have to imagine that when people have damaged their liver so badly that it's beyond repair from like alcoholism or whatever the drugs are taking, they must have really done a number on themselves if the liver is that resilient and they still manage to make it so that it's not going to bounce back. I mean
Well,
that.
that's a really interesting thing to talk about. It's funny that you should bring it up, but the liver can be like over 90% compromised. and you would not know it because it's still going to be working. And 90% of the liver can be like toast,
Wow.
and you wouldn't have any symptoms. The body would be able to carry on. You'd probably be a little more sluggish than normal, and things wouldn't be 100%, of course, but you'd still be alive
No jaundice, none of that.
because the liver can take a tremendous amount of negative stress and still keep on cooking. It's a remarkable organ, and however,
Sorry.
we don't want to like max it out or let it be maxed out by the stress of life. We want to fix it. We want to support it. We want to nurture it. We want it to be all that it can be. It's funny to me that in this culture, we spend so much time at the gym and, how we look and making our muscles stronger and better and balancing the body out, like that. If we spent a tenth of the amount of time doing that to the internal organs of the body, everything would be very different.
Yeah, you need both, right? You
You
need
do
to.
need both, but they're the naturopathic stuff is, and I'm not denigrating going to the gym. I think it's an important thing to do. I think it's a good thing to do. But my point is that if we did half as a tenth of what we do in the gym to the outside of the body to the inside of the body with naturopathic therapeutics, it would be a completely different world that we would be living in.
I'm sure the life expectancy would increase a little bit, provided that whatever we're doing is also helping us defend ourselves against the amount of stressors that are in the food, water, and air, like you had mentioned.
100%. And this is the fundamental naturopathic tenet that the human body knows how to fix itself. It wants to fix itself and is trying to fix itself all of the time. And that notion is completely discounted by the MDs. They don't believe that at all. Because to them, unless you can measure it, it doesn't exist. So since nobody's dissected the soul, it doesn't exist. The medical doctors and the psychiatrists are trained to believe that consciousness itself is a function of biochemistry. And that, there's no such thing as life after death. There's no such thing as the vital force. There's no such thing as the spirit. There's no such thing as God. All this is just metaphysical nonsense. When you die, it's lights out, game over, because the human being is just a bag full of biochemicals waiting to break. And this is the ridiculous notion that all of conventional medicine is based upon. And that's why we have a chronic disease epidemic.
Right. So I guess when I'm looking at this and I'm trying to think, okay, so what is the lion's share of the things that you need that are probably deficient in that would make a huge difference in your life? And I always go back to the minerals, because the minerals have to be in a certain form in order for them to be bioavailable. A lot of times people will be taking supplements and not understand that their absorption rate is really low. And this kind of goes to that question as to like the plant-derived minerals, but also the Beyond Osteo Effects, which I think has 70 trace minerals in it as well. And this might be a good way to segue this question in from Todd that says, hey guys, what is the difference in health benefits from the Osteo FX liquid versus the powder?
There aren't really any differences. That what that comes down to is just convenience. Like people that live in the United Kingdom or Africa or Ireland who get the longevity supplements, they purchase exclusively the powders because the powders weigh significantly less than the liquids and it's less shipping.
That makes sense.
Right. So, but there's not really any difference. What it all boils down to is, number one, what do you like more? Do you prefer the liquid or do you prefer the powder? Because whatever one you're going to like more is, you're going to be more inclined to take it. If you don't like it, or the way that it tastes, or all the work that you have to do to, to pour the stuff into a glass without it having been all lumped up, then that's really where the rubber hits the road. But there is not really any significant metabolic difference one to the other.
Cool. Yeah. So the minerals would probably be the biggest game changer for a lot of people then, right? Making sure that they get a proper source that is absorbable. I mean, obviously vitamins.
So in the longevity world, we talk about the 90 essential nutrients all the time. And what that boils down to is a compilation of 4 different supplements. We've got the Beyond Tangy Tangerine Powder, which is a multivitamin, amino acid, prebiotic, probiotic, postbiotic, and some other stuff thrown in there, powder. We have a calcium supplement, which is the Beyond OsteoFX. We have an essential fatty acid supplement, which is a fish oil packed in a gel cap under a nitrogen blanket.
Which is
And
good because there's no oxidative stress, right? So it doesn't.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's important. And then we have the plant-derived minerals. So it's a combination of 4 individual supplements, which packaged together delivers all 90 essential nutrients. Now, of those 4 supplements, the most important is the minerals, because the minerals is the lion's share of your nutritional supplements. And there it is right there, the Healthy Foundation Pack.
Yeah.
The minerals is the most important of all of those because the minerals contain 2/3 of your body's nutrient needs. It's the lion's share. So not, and it's really important and it's really impactful. There was years ago when I first got involved with Dr. Wallach, I met one of his followers. His name was Bernie Owens, and Bernie Owens worked at a manufacturing plant in New England somewhere, Maine or Vermont. I think it was Vermont. I can't remember. And I think they made clutches, but I don't know what they made, but it was a manufacturing plant and there were a couple of hundred employees, right? And they were all walking around the floor all the time. And Bernie Owens had a really outgoing personality. He was like, if you consider, like, if there's anybody in the world that should have been a mayor of a town, it was Bernie Owens. He had that type of personality.
He should have been in the back room. He should have been talking to the customers, right?
Yeah. He was, when I met him, he was in his 70s.
Still working, huh? Jeez.
Yeah. But no, he'd retired when I met him. But this is the story that he told when he was in his 60s, which is when he met Dr. Wallach. He had bad arthritis. And, he's limping around the place and he had to have one of those carts to take him from place to place because, his knees hurt. And he met Wallach and started doing the 90 essential nutrients and the dietary modification, and his arthritis disappeared. It disappeared. Like, he's no longer needing the cart and he's walking normally around the plant.
I don't think people understand just how much how much is dependent upon the raw materials being there. The doctor's never going to tell you that the simple fix is the simple fix. They're going to want to do surgery. And you didn't even try the minerals yet. You didn't try just give your body what it needs yet and give it some time.
This is why my next book is going to be called Lamentations of a Naturopathic Doctor, because people are suffering needlessly. So Bernie Owens meets Wallach and he takes the products and his arthritis goes away. And his coworkers are looking at him going, son of a bitch, Bernie, what did you do? And so Bernie was brilliant because he was selling the supplements, right? Because that's an option for longevity. If you want to, you can turn your friends and family members or whoever you want onto the supplements and you get a little piece of the action every time they buy something. So Bernie Owens came up with a strategy. He bought cases of the plant minerals, not the Healthy Foundation Pack, just the minerals. He bought cases of the minerals and he took them to work and he gave them to all his coworkers. And he said, here, I'll give you this for free. Take it for a month. And if you like how it makes you feel, you can pay me for it and I'll get you more. That's all he did. And every single person who he gave it to paid him for it and ordered more because every single person felt better when they took it.
Right. That's powerful. That's very powerful. And again, this is why I harp on this. People aren't sick of hearing me say it because those who actually have tried it understand why it's so important. And if I didn't see the difference in myself, just because I've been exercising a lot and I, went through the whole personal trainer course and all that stuff. And I was working out for a very long time and not seeing the results that I've been seeing since I've been on the nutrients because your body does everything better when you're on them. So this idea that you need to take HRT and TRT, I mean, maybe people have messed up their body or they have some other thing going on that they're not addressing. It's the microplastics or whatever the heck it is. But if you don't know that you're missing all these things that your body needs already? How do you know that you're like, you got to let it at least work to its optimum level or whatever it can get to when it has everything it needs before you start deciding that you need intervention from some sort of
Yeah.
pharmaceutical.
I mean, it's a great first step, and it's kind of a mandatory first step
It should
because
be.
you gotta give your body the stuff it needs to fix itself, and 80% of the time it does that. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. You just need this stuff. And people don't know it though. And people also have this ridiculous notion that, oh, all you guys are doing is trying to sell supplements. Huh. Do you say that to your medical doctor? Do you
Right?
say that to your oncologist? You should.
Well, and here's the thing: if these things do what we say that they are, and that's because that is what they are, and Wallach and other people, not just him, but I mean all the autopsies, figuring this stuff out. It wasn't just a hey, let's throw a bunch of shit together and call it a supplement blend.
It was a
These are the minerals your body needs.
$25 million research project that
Right,
helped
and
Wall
something that
figure
won't be
this
done
out.
again because nobody wants that information out. That was the key thing there.
And
And
we're not living in a communist society, so things cost. So yeah, I mean,
but the
yeah,
thing
that
too is you're
you got to
saving
pay for
people.
it. I mean, I'm sorry, but you got to pay for it. And if you want to complain about why your insurance doesn't cover it, then talk to the AMA. Because there's a reason that your medical insurance doesn't pay for nutritional supplements.
They don't want you to be better.
Because they don't want you to get better. So snap out of it and catch a clue. Now, the irony here, the cool irony is that the plant-derived mineral supplement all by itself, it's like $20, 23, $24. It's ridiculously inexpensive of just the mineral supplement, which is 66% of your nutrient needs. So if you're skeptical about this in the listening audience, then, I don't know why, but try the plant-derived minerals for 1 month and see if you notice a difference.
And if you do it for at least 2 more before you judge it up or down.
And the worst that can happen is you lose, $25. Big deal.
Yeah,
but
honestly,
your
Dr.
body
Glidden,
needs this stuff, and once you start pouring it down the hatch, everything changes.
I don't. The more I think about how other things that are not probably correct in the person's routine and habit, I honestly think that if you're gonna do it, you should start with 2 bottles because you should take it at least twice a day, and if that needs taken a month, because you might have a bad diet, you probably didn't watch the 12 bad foods thing yet if you are just starting this, and you might also be on pharmaceuticals that are depleting you of minerals. So if you take it in the morning and at night, at least you're giving yourself a chance to absorb them twice a day, and then and if you haven't been taking them at all, I'm sure your reserves are very low. So you're gonna sense and see something at a change of maybe a little bit quicker.
Yes, if you're an adult, an optimal dose, like introductory dose, would be 2 bottles of the minerals a month.
Yeah.
1 ounce of it twice a day. That would be optimal. And if you do that and you don't feel any difference at all, you have alien DNA on it. And this is this isn't rocket science. You don't have to have a degree in microbiology to understand this, right? I mean, if your car needs 8 quarts of oil, but it's only got 2, it's going to run like crap. The engine's going to be knocking all the time, but you're going to get used to it. You're going to think that's just what cars do, right? If the tires need 32 pounds, but they've only got 15, they're going to roll off the rim. And it's not because the rubber was bad. You didn't have enough air in it. Don't have enough power steering fluid. It's hard to turn the wheel. Nothing wrong with the hydraulics. You just needed more fluid. It's the same with the human body. But because nobody's taught this, and your medical doctor is clueless about this, and your medical doctor will tell you not to take vitamins because all they do is give you expensive urine. But, oh, by the way, stop taking your vitamins before surgery because they can thin your blood too much. People are hesitant about it, but I don't care anymore. Because, my basic message here is try the alternatives or suffer and die. It's up to you. Do whatever you want.
Because nature puts these things in your fruit because nature hates life, and it hasn't. It's been going on this charade of pretending to be good for you for thousands upon thousands of years that we've been aware of it. The doctor, thank God, was able to save you from getting vitamins and nutrients so that you're not harmed by the things that your body needs. Thank you, docs. You know what I mean? It's like it's so silly that people even buy into that. Yeah, maybe it's the synthetic types, some of the synthetic ones that they actually make in a pharmaceutical lab that aren't like, regular vitamin C and this, that, and the other thing, that it might be like cornstarch GMO with glyphosate in it with hydrochloric acid. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the whole food vitamin. So I guess in a sense that they're right, depending on what the source is. But
Well, but I mean, that's not really correct, because if you go to PubMed.com,
uh-huh.
which is the Department of Public Health, their website of research.
Yeah, I know there. We've
Type in vitamin C or vitamin A, vitamin B, whatever you want. There's thousands of published studies, thousands.
They call it ascorbic acid or whatever. But I guess there's no copper bond in the ones that they make in the lab.
Oh,
So
but
it
look,
actually
man,
has
the
affinity.
point that I'm trying to make is that the research with the bad shit produces results.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter if it's a synthetic or if it's a naturally sourced molecule. What matters is how much of it are you getting, and are you getting all of the cofactors that your body needs in order to make that work? You need everything. You need all 90 nutrients, not just 2 in mega doses. You need all 90 in order to flip the body switch. And when you start to do that, that's when you get remarkable results.
I think it was Dr. Monzo that said that when you have the whatever man-made version, it takes a higher dose than that's the only, I guess that would be the biggest difference right there.
Yeah, that would make sense to me.
Yeah.
But that's the vitamins, which are, less than, 12% of your total need. The minerals are the most important in this whole conversation. The minerals are the most important.
Exactly. And
because it's the lion's share of your nutrient needs.
Again, like, I'm not exaggerating this. I had to look at my old SD card recently because I had just changed that phone, and I finally was able to look at it after two phones wanted me to format my disk so it wouldn't just pull up the info. Finally, this new phone allowed me just to look at the SD card, and I'm seeing pictures of myself and this is during a time I was vigorously going to the gym. I was working out. I'm going to tell you this right now. My body fat wasn't good, and I was doing my best not to eat a bunch of sugar and carbs, and my skin looked older, and I definitely wasn't as I didn't realize how much muscle I had put on until I saw what I looked like in the on those pictures. And
it's funny, isn't it?
The biggest difference is because I've been taking the stuff. I've been taking the minerals.
Yeah, retrospect makes wise men of us all. And the honest to God, the only reason that the naturopathic medical profession still exists inside such of a hostile monopoly, which is, against us,
right.
The only reason that we exist is because it works. And you can't hide that. You can't put a bushel on the light forever. The truth will out, as the person says. And, the proof of the pudding's in the eating, folks. You don't know what you're missing. You should try the minerals for 1 month, just 4 weeks. Get 2 bottles, try it for 4 weeks. 1 ounce twice a day. I don't care what you want to mix it with. Just shoot it down like a shot of tequila. If you don't like the way it tastes, mix it with juice. Mix it with whiskey. I don't care. Do 1 ounce twice a day.
The actual bottle.
And then tell me how you feel. Right.
So there's the plant-derived minerals right there. But I want to show you so that people understand. You can look at the supplements from this button, but as is recommended, make this call when you're ready to place your order, and then type in extension 101. Chances are it will be Brenda, right? That will be answering, and having the guidance to go through there rather than just cold ordering on the website, because there's potentially, there could be something like some kind of special that it is running that won't be reflective on the site.
Yeah.
And you just want to check because it's your cashola, right? So if you can,
You might save 20, 30 bucks because
yeah,
there's a 2 for 1 this month, or there's free shipping or whatever.
yeah,
And we don't have the manpower to like have a dedicated website person that's typing all that stuff in all the time. We don't have the manpower to do that. But that's the deal. And this is what we hang our hat on. First, we have to nutrify the body. And that's the best way to do it with the Healthy Foundation Pack. And then we have to detoxify the body.
yeah. Let's talk about that real quick. Let's get onto your website, because you have some. Is everybody still seeing the screen? Because I can't see when I'm navigating.
Yep.
All right, so leave Big Pharma behind. It says join Dr. Glidden's membership site here. This is just underneath the video that you're watching. And it says leave Big Pharma behind. Make sure you click this. Okay. Use the R links. And if you have Honey app, get rid of it. It's actually sending your data to bad places. And it's also diverting. It's a whole big mess. Ball Busters is the coupon code if you want to get on the monthly or the annual. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just created a new code for you.
A new code.
Yeah, it's Solstice 2. The number 2, no space. Solstice and then the numeral 2 for a 50% discount.
Is that an uppercase or a lowercase 2?
It's just 2. Solstice
for 50% off.
For 50% off, and it ends tomorrow night. We ran that for 2 weeks, but I think there were some people that get paid at the end of the month, and they like the window had closed, right? So if you want a 50% off, then use Solstice numeral 2, and it's good until tomorrow night at midnight.
I'll go down the banner, and where did I have the old one? Oh, there we go. Let's do a little edit on here. So it'll be not the 4th of July, but like the night of the 4th of July, morning of the 5th is when it shuts down, right?
No, the night of the 4th of July at midnight.
Yeah. Okay.
Central time.
Save. Let's see if we can pull that up.
So you got like, I don't know.
There you go. Solstice 2 for 50% off. And that gives you guys a little bit more of an opportunity. And I know that's the thing, because a lot of people get paid bi-weekly. A lot of people get, they're at the end of the month anyway, and they got to make sure that all the bills are taken care of. Like this guy here has to. And then if there's anything left over, then I'm like, okay, I can commit. Amwal says 2. Big 2, not the little one. That's funny. That's cool.
That's funny.
I love it. And then Karen said, I actually did say to my medical doctor, I'll stick it to the drug dealer that uses a pharmacy. I'll stick to the drug dealer that uses a pharmacy. She laughs because she knows.
Yeah. This is the culture that we've grown up inside of, it's just drug it, drug it, drug it, drug it, drug it. And if you look at the history of the American Medical Association, I mean, it's horrible what they've done to all of the competition. I mean, it's like a mafia they've done, and it's bad. So we do the best we can, right? We need to educate people that, number one, there are alternatives to the MD method. And guess what? These alternatives have been developed and are being delivered by licensed physicians, right? Not a Google health coach.
Right.
Licensed physicians who've gone to medical school, who've had appropriate training, who do continuing education every year, and who are licensed to practice their medicine. That's who's bringing this stuff to the table. And number 3, they're clinically proven. This is not some, guesswork. Methylene blue cures everything. It's not that bullshit.
We need to talk about that type of stuff. Like the whole concept of fad, if it doesn't reflect or also include making sure that your body has what it needs, then you're going to constantly need to repurchase something, which is, I think, the whole point here. That
it also, you're right. And it's a revolving door, instead of to the pharmaceutical industry to, vitamin shop.
Right.
And it's nuts. And it's all about the shiny thing, right? I mean, the same thing happened with, remember the ALS challenge that everybody got on the bandwagon for right before COVID, where
Oh,
you dump ice water over your head,
yeah.
and you raise $100 and you give it to the ALS Foundation. Remember that? It was just a fad. It was like the shiny new thing. It lasted for about 6 months and then it disappeared. And I wonder what happened to all that money. Have they come up with a cure for ALS yet? No, they haven't. It's nonsense. But this is the culture that we live inside of, and which is forwarded by people with really good marketing skills who don't really give a shit about actually bringing something to the table that's actually going to help people. It's just about whatever they can sell. Let's sell this, try that. Let's do this. Ginkgo biloba.
Yeah.
Echinacea,
Remember
right?
that? Yeah, that was the brain stuff back in the day. Ginkgo biloba. You gotta, it makes you smarter. You gotta have the ginkgo. Doesn't matter where it's sourced from. It bothered me too to find out, because I like the taste of pink Himalayan salt, and there really is a difference when you taste it next to other salt. But apparently, where they mine it, it could have all kinds of stuff in it, including lead.
Yeah, that's the
And
problem, right?
yeah,
So this is why we need. Remember Ralph Nader, Nader's Raiders,
Mhm.
where like busted all of the skullduggery that was going on in big corporations. Remember that?
Mhm.
Well, we need.
He was heavily criticized in the mainstream media for sure as being a quack.
100%.
Yeah.
We need we need a Glidden's Raiders that's extremely well funded and that can bring all of this nonsense to light. I mean, we need a Saudi prince to put $1 billion down on a naturopathic medical research center.
I thought you were going to say a yacht so you could compete with Zuckerberg. All right. Well, that's fun too, I guess.
Because it's sad, man, but because of the medical monopoly that's existed for over 100 years now, that keeps everybody but the pharmaceutical centrist MDs in power, I can't even tell people with confidence how much water they should drink every day, because that hasn't been researched. And what about like right frequency stuff? What about light therapy? What about let's do more homeopathy? What about let's really drill down on holistic medical nutrition? Let's really drill down on botanical medicine. Let's really drill down on Dr. Monzo's hands-on healing therapeutics and prove it and bring it to the public. Let's do that. Why hasn't that happened? Well, because of the medical monopoly. It all comes back to the monopoly. And this is another thing that pisses me off. One of the criticisms of naturopathic medicine is, if you guys were as successful as you were, as you say you are, if you're really curing all of the things that you say you are, then you should have gotten the Nobel Prize in medicine. And bullshit.
Not in a system that, yeah, you're going against their money. Why would they do that? Why would they even want anybody to know who you are? And they don't want anybody to know who you are.
People don't understand the depth and the breadth of the monopoly. They don't understand it. And that's a really big bad voodoo daddy, because it's another nail in our coffin, right? If you're really doing what you say you're doing, then why aren't you everywhere all the time? Well, I'll tell you, it's because of the medical monopoly that wants to put me in jail. And the medical doctors are pig-headed and close-minded.
Yeah,
I'm working with a buddy of mine. He's 70 something, 77, I think.
Is that the guy you golf with?
Yeah. He had his kidneys were failing. His medical doctor said, you're going to need dialysis in a couple of months. Get ready. And I put him on a protocol.
Italian guy, right?
The Italian guy. And his kidneys are healthy now. He's like 75% function now. His last blood work was 2 weeks ago. He has it done twice a year.
That was just with what?
Well, the botanical medicine protocol with 3 herbs that he had to take every day. All right. 3 herbs. Three good herbs. That was it. And so every 6 months he goes back to the same doctor and the kidneys are improving, and then they're improving, and they improve a little more. Now you would think that medical doctor, being a
What are you doing?
doctor,
Yeah.
would be on the phone with me immediately. I've never seen anybody's kidney function improve. What did you do? This is remarkable. It's unbelievable. What did you do? You would think I would get that phone call, but it never happened. It's not ever going to happen.
Yeah, even the ones that aren't aware that they're serving a greater evil, I don't think that they can come out of that training, that indoctrination camp,
They can't.
of medical school, and even contemplate things that that
Even
exist
when they
outside.
see it,
Even when they see it.
they can't. They
Yeah.
they
It's
don't want to
genetics.
believe.
He just has good genetics. That must be what it is.
Yeah. Or it was a misdiagnosis, right?
Right, right. So HDL and LDL. Can you clear up the good versus bad cholesterol if you have a moment, and then we'll get into some more of the questions that are coming up here.
Right. HDL and LDL are high
Even
density lipoprotein and low density lipoprotein. They're carriers in the blood that carry cholesterol. HDL carries cholesterol from the tissues of the body to the liver to be stored. And LDL carries cholesterol from the liver to the parts of the body that need it. That's all that they do. And because medical doctors think that cholesterol is the antichrist, anything that delivers LDL to the parts of the body that need it is bad. And anything that takes cholesterol out of the body and brings it back to the liver for storage is good.
That's insane.
Because they think that cholesterol is the antichrist. That's what they think.
And they inhibit it with drugs.
Oh yeah, big time. The statin drugs, which are cholesterol lowering drugs, they cause inflammation in the liver because the liver makes cholesterol. That's how they work.
It's so important that your body makes it, even if you're not consuming it, right? Whatever raw materials you have, it needs it that much.
1,000%. But the medical doctors are, they're like, they have a perverted understanding of what's going on with anatomy and physiology. And it's everything that they think about is wrong. And so therefore their therapeutics are wrong, and they fail and they fail and they fail. And there's a chronic disease epidemic that's grown under their tutelage and care and their ownership of the monopoly. They don't give a shit. It's not their fault.
How much of the human brain is made of cholesterol, or is it
75%?
75%. Okay, and isn't it the myelin sheathing on the nerves also made with cholesterol, or am I getting that wrong?
Yeah, I think it might be 95%. So yeah, so cholesterol is super important for brain function and nerve function. If you don't have enough cholesterol, your brain's going to dry up, and then you get Alzheimer's disease. And also, all your sex hormones are going to dry up because all your sex hormones are made from cholesterol. But don't worry, we've got pills for that.
So you have you have fatigue, you have a crappy feeling overall. You're not able to keep the guy up, and they're not going to. And it's all the statins. It's all the statins. Your level of and quality of life is in the toilet, and they're never going to address the fact that your body needs this stuff. They're just going to continue to say, "Oh, you have whatever it is." Statins are,
and they're going to lean on bad research that indicates this, that, or the other thing, and it's just fraudulent bad research. I was at giving a lecture about 9 months ago in Texas. And there was another doctor who was there. He was telling a story about one of his patients who was a really wealthy guy. And he had developed a neurological illness where it took him like 10 minutes to respond verbally to a question. Like if you asked him what his name was, he couldn't get it out. He could write it down, but he couldn't verbalize it for like 5 or 10 minutes. And it was getting worse, and it was getting worse, and it was getting worse. And he went to Mayo Clinic like 5 times because he's a billionaire. And he keeps throwing money at the Mayo Clinic. Cure me.
Yeah.
Mayo Clinic had no idea what was going on. They did all these elaborate, expensive tests, and they came up empty. He
They're
went to
trying to get him
see
drugs anyway.
he went to see this guy, and this guy did a health history, and it turns out that the neurological stuff began 3 months after he'd been prescribed a statin drug.
Wow.
So all he did was take him off of the statin drug. Right? That's all he did. He didn't do any vitamins. He didn't do nothing. No herbs, no detox, no hands-on, no nothing. All he did was take the guy off the statin drug, and he could completely cure it.
How long did it take? Just
I think it was 6 weeks.
so that is how devastating and impactful having the wrong advice and the wrong method can be in your overall health. Now consider
And for
that
the
everything
kicker,
yeah.
for the kicker in this case, the statin drug was prescribed preventively.
He didn't even need it.
He didn't
He
have
didn't
high
need it
cholesterol.
anyway. Nobody needs it, but yeah.
Yeah. The doctor thought, well, you're in your 70s or whatever it was. It's only a matter of time. So just take this.
Yeah, like, you just get a knee replaced before it becomes an issue. Yeah.
And did that, make CBS Evening News headlines?
What?
Did the doctors at the Mayo Clinic alter their therapeutics? No. Because statin drug industry is a $20 billion a year cash cow. And the medical doctor is never going to admit that they're wrong, ever. And that's because of the monopoly. Again, it all goes back to the monopoly, which is why we need medical freedom. And nothing's going to change until we have medical freedom.
Do you think you could help Bruce Willis?
I know I could. I could help Bobby Kennedy with his voice. I know I could. It's guaranteed that I could do that. But they're not going to.
They're surrounded by people who are already thinking that they're doing the best.
Yeah, and it's another interesting part to this story. But the guy who had the statin drug neurological thing, his wife was adamantly against him getting off of the statin drug.
I bet.
She put up a lot of. What do you mean?
You're gonna kill him.
He's gonna get a heart attack. What are you talking about?
They just believe this stuff like they don't. They just believe it. Yeah, it's a faith-based cult.
It is, but it's been engineered brilliantly. I mean, it is propaganda. It is a long con, which has been orchestrated so perfectly that it beggars description.
It's peer reviewed.
Yeah.
Hey, I came up with some BS. You wanna prove my BS? I'll prove your BS.
And so what do we do, man? We show up on podcasts like this and tell people the truth until it sinks in. Years ago, when I was mentoring with Dr. Wallach, I lectured all around the country. I mean, I lectured everywhere. I lectured at UCLA.
Nice.
I lectured at an Amish barn, right? I lectured everywhere, man. You could possibly.
You say an Amish barn?
Barn.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, it was a really funny story. I'll tell you sometime. But anyway, in those days, I was lucky if 25% of the people that I was lecturing to would take an action step. I was lucky. If I could get 25% of the audience to understand this and try it, I mean, it was genius as far as I was concerned. And that's, again, a function of the monopoly.
You know what's funny too is a lot of times they're in agreement. They rah rah rah. They're hoorahing with you, but they're not going to take action.
Yeah, they're not.
It's like going for the ride of the emotional experience. It's not really about actually doing something.
And I was treating somebody a couple of years ago for something. And I think it was asthma, might have been chronic asthma, and I cured it. And I didn't hear from them.
Talk to my mom for me, would you?
Oh, yeah, asthma is really pretty easy to fix. But anyway, a couple of years go by, I haven't heard from the guy, right? He calls me up and makes an appointment because he had surgery on his back, and now he's worse than he was before he had the surgery on his back. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why did you not call me before you had the surgery? I cured your freaking asthma.
Right.
What more proof do you need that this is a very effective system of medicine? Oh, I had bone on bone. Nothing you could have done for that. Like
because someone made him believe that, right?
You flip an idiot. Yeah, but this is the culture that.
Did they fuse it so now he was like Mr. Roboto or what?
Yeah, they fused it.
God,
and he was in more pain after the surgery than he was before.
I've heard that so many times that people get it just.
And he didn't get a refund.
I'm sure they didn't get a refund. Karen, let me put Karen's on here real quick. It says, I hurt my back in April between my shoulder blades. There's a couple parts here. While hugging someone to pop their back. Mine popped. Felt it in the center. Electric wave feeling went out to my armpits on both sides. Got woozy. Got dizzy from it. It says, ended up taking Brionia. And it helped. Now it's moved to my entire rib cage in my back. Sharpish, dull pain. Unless I jolt fast, then it's sharp. Moving helps. Laying on my back or sides varies. Holding tummy, muscles hurts. Coughing, sneezing, etc. Rib cage area, and now the sharp pain on my right side in abdomen is back. Doctor said it was pinched nerve last year and wanted to stick a needle in my abdomen. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. For it, I can't afford a chiropractor. Is there any ideas you can recommend to help fix it?
That's too bad. Yeah, homeopathic hypericum, HYP like Peter, ERICUM, hypericum. I would get it in the 1M potency, hypericum in the 1M potency. Put 2 pellets on your tongue, rub it against the roof of your mouth morning and evening every day for 7 days. And then, come into my live chat and tell me what happened. You need a chiropractor.
But
the hypericum, could fix it. Another thing that you could try is, those devices you get on, you strap your ankles into it and you put your arms back and it flips you upside down.
The inversion bench.
An inversion bench, you could try that if you have one. Because this is undoubtedly a mechanical problem in the spine. Epsom salts baths before bed can also help because it will loosen the musculature around there. One of the problems with when you do something like that is that the muscles around the area of dislocation become spastic because they're trying to protect that area. And that complicates the pain quite a bit. So anything that you can do to release the muscle spasm will help. I would try the hypericum plus the Epsom salts bath and see if you get traction there. Well, pun intended.
Karen, just out of curiosity, do you feel anything pressing against the back of your lung, like from the backside? Because Rebecca has like ridiculous knots in her back too. And when she just got a massage, they told her to drink a lot of water because they were pretty sure that they were going to be releasing toxins back into her body or whatever because of how much tightness she had and knotting in her back. And it was giving her sharp pains when she took a deep breath in. So she just has a lot of muscle issues in the back.
So whenever anybody has any pain in the ribs on breathing, Brionia is the first thing to consider. Brionia alba.
You were right on it, Karen. Oh, good job.
Yeah. But in her case, it didn't work. Hadn't tried that one. I asked my dad to make me an inversion table. Okay. So when you do the inversion, you don't want to, if this is your feet and this is your head, you don't want to be like that, at 180 degrees. You want to be like this, right? Like that's between 90 degrees and 180. So what would that be? Like 135 degrees, right? You want to be like this instead of straight up and down. You don't want to be straight up and down. You want to be at an angle, with this being your feet and this being your head. Okay, not like this, like this. Okay.
I've got one of those in the garage. I used to have in the other room and see those every once in a while, where I'd take like a medicine ball on upside down and kind of do like bring it up
Yeah.
like this so that I would
Yeah.
get the abdomen work and stuff like that.
Yeah. You're a smart man,
It's
Daniel.
good times. Yeah. Someone says, "Oh my god, never mind." kick kick bounties popped up. I thought it was a question. All right, so we are at the 12 p.m. mark my time. I'm not sure. You said potentially that you had somebody. Oh, there might be something from uh, Alex says you haven't had salt until you try the Baja Gold mineral salt. That's Dr. G's favorite, I think. Was that?
Okay. I've never heard of it. Well, I'm going to try it now,
I think it
though.
was Dr. Monzo's. That
Might have
I
been
think.
Monzo.
Yeah,
Baja Gold.
yeah. Baja Gold can actually be found on the Azure Standard site too.
All right, there you go. Let's go. Rock and roll. Takes a village.
Very cool. Let me see if there's anybody else. Unfortunately, and Todd said, unfortunately, racing motocross, I have a titanium cage that I would do anything to go back and find a different option. But being 50, I'm screwed for life.
So they probably put rods in his back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Motocross is no joke. They
but look, here's the deal, right?
break every bone.
Even if you've had dramatic surgical intervention to your spine or any bone in your body, you can do a lot of things to mitigate any chronic pain that surgery has engendered. There's a lot that you can do. You're not like screwed for life because, oh, now you've got the titanium in your body. There's stuff that you can do to help your body fix it. Now, the first thing that I would do in that regard is the 90 essential nutrients and eliminate the 12 bad foods.
Yeah, Todd's the guy who was taking the 90 essentials, told his friend about it, who was told that he had all the markers for leukemia. And then the guy started taking the 90 essentials, went back to his doctor, and they said there's nothing there. So everything's good now. So that's another one. That was Todd that told us that.
Todd, take more minerals. Or here's what you can do, Todd. You want to write this down, and then I got to go.
Yep.
All right. So I want you to make an inventory, Todd, of the pains in your body. I want an inventory. I want a bullet list. I want to know where you feel it, what it feels like. Is it sharp? Is it dull? Is it ripping? Is it tearing? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it gripping? Is it pulsating? Is it throbbing? Is it steady? Is it aching? What does it feel like? Where do you feel it? And be precise. Don't tell me my knee hurts. Tell me the outside of my right knee hurts or whatever. You got to be precise. Where does it hurt? What does it feel like? When does it flare up? When does it happen? What makes it feel better? And what makes it feel worse? Like putting ice on it makes it feel 10 times better. Or no, if I put ice on it, I can't handle it. It's horrible. Lying on my back makes it feel better. Lying on my side makes it feel better. Walking makes it go away. Walking makes it 10 times worse. Whatever it is. And bring that bulleted list to my Q&A. I do Q&As twice a week. Tell me who you are. This is Todd from Daniel's show. Here's my bulleted list, and I'll tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's just jump over there real quick because I think I got sidetracked earlier. You go ahead and you click this Leave Big Farm Behind. Remember, you have Solstice 2 until tomorrow, I believe. So you got right over here in the members section, you'll find the live Q&A. You'll see there is an event calendar right here. Are these 2 weeks also going to be going on, or are they just not filled in yet? Let's see. And we got Tuesday and Thursdays every week. Oh, you went muted.
Sorry. Yeah, we're here for all of July. That's just Mercury's retrograde now, so we screwed it. We missed it.
So yeah, I'll when Dr. Glidden departs us, I will go back to his site and give you guys some more data and information on it. That way he can get to his next thing. Thank you very much,
Daniel,
sir.
always a pleasure, man. Thanks for making the extra time this week. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for being flexible with that so we could still do it. I really appreciate that as well.
Okay, Solstice 2, baby. Let's go.
All right. Thank you, sir. You have a great weekend. All right. So we're here. All right. Now let's do that. Solstice 2 for 50% off. Pretty awesome. And you got it until the night of the 4th. So while you're watching your fireworks, it might be too late. So you got to get it before the fireworks. All right. So let's jump into this real quick. I got to show you some things. Share screen, entire screen. So I won't be able to see you, but whatever. I think if I try to move things, it's just going to make it worse for me. Solstice 2 for 50% off. Hopefully that won't cover up anything I'm trying to show you here. But let's go to here. I just want to show you how to navigate. What's this? Sun is free, D natures. What is this? I'm not sure what this Ascalon is doing, but he's not doing it anymore. Karen, did you notice that he was being a begrudging little douchebag? Or did you? He was throwing in jabs the whole time. Anyway, so the guy saying sun is free. Yeah, you don't use synthetic vitamin D anyway. You don't use vitamin D. Period. It's not something that you need to take. But anyhow, so this person's saying, "No, the sun is free." So I guess all these people that have all these issues just have to go outside. Yeah, I'm sure there might. I mean, as well as that, maybe there's minerals in it. So it's like you don't need to breathe and eat. Just go outside. What do you need food for? Vitamin C? Scurvy is just part of life, bruh. Like, I love when people have like one nugget and they think that that's everything. It just drives me nuts. And then I just realize I don't care anymore. Todd said, "Thank you very much, guys." Amwaltz, which is Alex says, "Dan, your weather snuck over here again, and I'm not happy about it. Been over 100 last." Somebody else said that. So that's in Pennsylvania. And Dr. Glidden said that it's 94 where he is, which is, I believe, like somewhere in Illinois. Your sister was interrupting you. I see. That's okay. I was just messing with you anyway. All right, so join Dr. Glidden's membership site here. So you click this. Daniel is sharing his life experience with you. All right. Yeah, I like it out there like that. I think it's going to be 105 today. I might go for a walk. But I have another show coming up. I decided I was going to jump on again after I do some working out, and maybe I'll go for a walk before I get back, but like 120, 130-ish. So leave Big Pharma behind. Click it. And fuck the trolls. Anyway, this will say login if you're not already a member. Okay? Log in, use the Solstice 2 for the annual. If you want the monthly, you can use the BAALBUSTERS, and that'll get you a discount on the monthly. It's definitely a better value on the 50% off the annual side. And then you'll be locked in for that for, ever until you stop. Or until the parasitic demons kill us all, and then we don't have to worry about anything. Everything's fine because we'll all be dead. Health recovery protocols is right here. Read the stuff, but I'm just scrolling down to where we were talking about he was talking about a detox as well, right? There's a 7-day detox program here. There's a 21-day beet juice program, which is, I believe, also like it specifies liver health, if I'm not mistaken, with the beet juice. Also, I meant to ask him about milk thistle and, the sourcing of milk thistle, because people talk about using that. I know corn silk does wonders, and so does Berberis vulgaris when it comes to certain things, but I'm not sure if that's directly a liver. Well, that's more of a kidney thing with the corn silk and the Berberis vulgaris. It might also do the other thing, but if I just had a little bit more time, I would have tried to go over this with Dr. Glidden. We have in the past, but it would have been a good time to drop that in. So the 7-day detox program is right there. There's a 21-day beet juice program right there. There's a 67-day heavy metal detox program. And from what I gathered, but I haven't verified this yet, that lots and lots of raw milk was, and this is coming from, of all people, Owen Benjamin. So you got to take it with a grain. I don't know where he got his information from. I haven't had a chance to look this up. He said one of the reasons why, the Rothschilds, and the one of two times that they've ever came out to address the public directly, was about raw milk being so bad for you because it was so good for you and they want you sick, right? That's why they made pasture into a thing and discarded Bechamp, because they had to have an excuse to ruin it and denutrify all the food. So raw milk being so positive for your gut biome and all this other stuff, they had to demonize it and they had to destroy it and say, okay, yeah, well, as long as we ruin it, you can still drink milk. You just can't have the raw stuff. It's like pointless. Like, here's your dead product that you can drink. Anyway, the raw milk, it's very thick. It's got a lot of fat in it. Don't be afraid of fat. Be more afraid of sugar. Anyway, apparently that helps to flush out heavy metals. And either it did or it was believed to do that. But why would the Rothschilds be so adamant about getting rid of it, aside from the fact that it makes you healthy and harder to poison? These are the great well poisoners of the world. They had the miners would, like, when mining, not like the miners as in like the small children, but I mean people with a pick and a little light on their head. The miners would routinely drink like a gallon of raw milk after being down in the pits, because of what they're breathing in all the time. So the heavy metals and things of that nature would apparently be flushed out of their body with the raw milk. So again, we need to do more research on that. But I heard that and I said, well, that's another thing to add to the benefits that I wasn't aware of and still not 100% sure about. But it's just interesting. It's just interesting because the bad people who don't want you to be healthy, that want to take control of what they call healthcare and turning into a genocidal eugenics program, whenever there's something that's going to be harder, like a hurdle for them to have to overcome when it comes to diminishing your health, like if you're too alert and too aware, they can't have that. Must have fluoride in the water. You're too aggressive. You have too much testosterone. You have too much meaning like the proper amounts to be good protectors and warriors and noble people to protect the innocent that they're trying to harm. Well, when you are pacified by your drinking water, then it's all the better, correct? When you take the nutrients out of food, when you tell people not to take in cholesterol because it's bad and scary, and that's where all their sex hormones come from, their drive, their willingness to want to continue to live and reproduce, completely take that away. Oh, and by the way, it rots your brain too, because you need cholesterol for that. And you're going to have neurological disorders and MS and all this other crap because the myelin sheathing on your nerves is now, it's like, think about the insulation on a wire and then having like a nick in that insulation, or it just stripped right off with a a box cutter and it's exposed. Yeah, twitch, exactly, right? So there's these here, and you can look up whatever the term, the spell that they cast upon you, calling something in Latin to describe what you're telling them about your symptoms. Remember, they treat the naturopath, the homeopathic. They treat you. The symptoms are what matter, not the diagnosis. But this is a good way to, if you're hearing these words by your doctor, come here, take a look at what they say. Muscle cramps, I got to look at that one. I think it's too much caffeine and not enough hydration, because if I have like a coffee and then I could sneeze or whatever, and then if I sneeze, like I have this muscle right by my ribs and my stomach, my abdomen that like shoots up in there, and I got to hold it down, and it's like super strong, tight. And then it takes like 20 minutes for it to relax, and it just keeps on trying to jump back up, like twitching out. And it happens in all different parts of my abdomen when I think either dehydrated and too much coffee or whatever, or energy drink or whatnot. So going back to members, you'll see the live Q&A here, and there is a schedule. So it says most Tuesdays from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central. most Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central. And there's an archive here. Come for the content, stay for the community. Yes, there's a group of people that show up every time, and they're super cool. Super cool. So you see all these, they're talking back and forth here. This isn't where you ask your questions, this is where you talk to the chat during the live stream. You'll see a little thing that says Ask Dr. G, and it's usually in green, I think. Bob puts it up. He's the admin for it, and then he takes it down towards the end when they're running out of time or whatnot. But if you go ahead and ask your question, and keep the window open in case he asks you follow up questions, which is standard because you'll say you got something going on, and then he'll ask you further details as to the, like you said, the where, what's it like, when is it aggravated type of thing. And are there any additional things that you're not thinking of that you don't think are related? Tell me everything. Give me the whole blueprint so I can, get you the right homeopathic. So that's why you keep that window open. And it's all done and via type rather than a phone call or, you're not over the air like a radio station or something like that. And there you go. And then there's this. If you guys are already members, you can always use your share pass to give other people a 24-hour taste on what they're missing, and they can make a decision after that. But make sure that you understand that as far as the solstice thing goes, tomorrow at midnight, which will be tomorrow at midnight on Central Time, solstice, and then the number 2. And then the medical myth busting used to be called, it's called medical insight now. It used to be called medical myth busting, but both titles are there. And the 12 bad foods, the 90 essential nutrients, as we've gone over. And last time I shared with you my rundown. So I have the Beyond Osteo Effects and the plant-derived minerals in the house. I just took the osteo this morning, but I also do the Azure Well stuff in addition. And I always take the Azure Well, even when I run out of the osteo and the plant-derived. So I always have the 90 essentials, and I also have the core copper. So going from here, let me back out of this real quick first. Make sure you have a look at all of these, but if you want to prioritize, look at the selenium one, look at the salt one, and look at the essential minerals because we went over that today. You get a better understanding of all this, and then there's the one for the cholesterol, because these are the lies that impact them, or the deceptions, or the misunderstandings, or the deliberate misgivings that affect a lot of people. So the salt and the cholesterol, it's going to impact or affect probably the majority of the audience. So get an understanding of that. And when I say get an understanding of it, weigh what you hear. And if it doesn't sound right, or if it sounds right, do a little bit more digging until you're satisfied with what you come up with. But also understand that the majority of the stuff is going to be deceptive as well. And it's going to reel you back into the wrong thing. So calcium one is a good one. And then the parasite cleanse is the other thing I wanted to remind you of. This is not a video. This is just it's a set. Tells you how to do things, right? And it says preservations in my supplements and humic shale with Dr. Glidden. What's this? Oh, preservatives. Okay, so this is the humic shale, right? So what does that talk about? That's the plant-derived minerals. Now let's look at going back to my description here for the video. You see, use code BB5 here for your 90 essential nutrients. Click. So the 90 essentials via Whole Food via Azure Well would be the Whole Food multivitamin, which is right here. And you're going to get 5% off with BB5. But this, here, I'll even show you. Azure Living Well. Okay. Now, this is the main site where they provide these. Let's go to the shop. And let's pick up Whole Food multivitamin. See, it says $43.96 there. On the link that I share with you, it's $39.96. 10% off already. And then you're going to get another 5% off using code BB5. So when I tell you it's 15% off when you do the combo, I'm telling you the truth. All right. So the whole food multivitamin, the Alaskan cod liver oil, those are the essential fatty acids equivalent. The whole food multivitamin would be like the tangerine. Beef liver's back in stock. Awesome. Now, there's a smaller version of the Alaskan cod liver oil. If you have children that, are going to take it and you're concerned about the large gel, you can get this as well, and they can take the 415 milligram size. Now, I'll make sure I didn't miss anything. I have the trace ionic minerals, but right now we're just looking at the 90 essentials. So we got the Alaskan cod liver oil, we got the whole food multivitamin, the fulvic humic blend. Now, remember, we just was looking at this. Wrong one. Right? This is both are plant derived. What am I doing? Both are plant derived. And when you talk about Shilajit and we talk about Andrew, I'll put this up there too. We'll look at all of this together. I want to show you but when he's not selling you crystal wands with what they call coherent water in them that you're supposed to stir into your shit tap water without any contemplation of, hey, just because you quote unquote pretend that you structured something doesn't mean that the contaminants in your water aren't still there. They didn't magically go away. But here's a $189 piece of stir stick. This is what he uses. It was called the analemma or anal emma. And he was selling these things without any conscience, right? This is where this guy came. He came into the COVID era sounding like a hero, talking about the Coke's postulate and Rivers modifications and all that stuff, and all the information was good. And hey, look, they gave you a guy. They built a reputation, only for him to then become a deceptive businessman, right? Whatever. So he was selling this crystal wand. And what it did is it gave people confidence in drinking their shit tap water with chlorine and fluoride. All that stuff doesn't magically go away because the water is quote unquote coherent. So yeah, they were like, oh yeah, just do this. And then whatever. You spend $189 so you can poison yourself with your tap water that you never would have drank before if you're, thinking about it. So let's go to his shop now. Right now, he's selling Shilajit, kids. So if you, oh god, he doesn't think too highly of himself, does he? Remember when he used to be bald, and he wasn't just a long-haired yuppie? Wait, Faye, where's his? Those are like peyotes on the sides of his head. No, all right. So medicamentum, because if it's in Latin, it must be true. Authentica, Shilajit. He branded his own Shilajit. Back in stock soon. Oh, wow. People bought this out, huh? There's one bill on every day, I guess. You get your own little fancy pants spoon. Well, a couple problems here. The Himalayas are a big place. I just told you about what happens with the pink Himalayan salt, which was disappointing to me. You don't know what else could also possibly potentially be in the Shilajit. And by the way, Shilajit isn't the active ingredient. You want to know what is the active ingredient in Shilajit? Wait for it. Fulvic humic acid. Fulvic-humic acid. Now let's ask this craphead. What percentage of fulvic? Yeah, here we go. How much percentage? I don't talk like that. I'm not gonna entertain that. So the authentic, high quality Shilajit generally contains 15 to 6. That's a big variance. And you don't know which one you're getting from him. Contains 15 to 60% fulvic acid. Okay. They didn't say anything about the okay. With whole food resin often landing in the 15 to 20% range. The whole food resin sounding like it's better, but it's lower range of fulvic. Humic acid typically makes up an additional 10 to 30% of the complex. Together, humic substances account for around 60 to 80% of the raw materials composition. So it's not 100%. Fulvic acid acts as nature's nutrient transporter, generally representing 15 to 60% of the mass of the Shilajit. 15 to 60. Humic acid assists in cellular health and typically accounts for 10 to 30%. Trace minerals in organic compounds make up the remaining balance with over 84 minerals, amino acids, and antioxidants like D-benzo. Right in your D-benzo. Be cautious of products claiming extremely high percentages. This often indicates that the fulvic acid has been artificially isolated from its natural mineral matrix or synthetically concentrated, which strips away the natural synergistic benefits of the whole complex. Okay, so when they say the Himalayas, it's a very big place. Ever been there? Me either, but it's a big place. And you don't know if there's donkeys and people peeing off the side of the mountain where this Shilajit is running down. It's like it's water runoff from and plant matter decay and stuff like that runs down these things. It's like the rock milk, but it's black, right? So knowing all that and knowing that this product here is half the amount contents 15 grams, and they're telling you to take 100 milligram serving size. So they want you so there's less fulvic humic in this than 100%, obviously. And they want you to take a smaller amount of this to stretch it out for what they're saying is 100 days. And there's half of the amount that you're going to get from this. This is 1.1 ounces. That's 32 grams versus 15. Did you happen to catch how much they charge you? $150 to have not as much of the active ingredient. And there's other things in there in this Shilajit that you don't know because it doesn't need to be listed. And let's look. Does he even mention? Let's see. Annual subscriptions. Make sure you have enough. This is all. He's very concerned about how much you get, how much you buy. But high altitude Himalayan Shilajit resin. It's the resin, which means it's a lower concentrate. Did we already catch all that? Please note that, Annie. Okay, whatever. Let's see. So it's the wrong. It's the wrong copper type. It is not accounting for. Yeah, this is a pretty weak product. So all right, so here we go. Without people understanding what they're reading, so you got that, and that's based off of whatever sample they decided to test, not the overall. That's a snapshot. It's like grabbing a drop of water from a creek, and then saying that the whole creek is whatever's in that drop of water. It doesn't work like that. So anyhow, $150, 3 times the amount. You're not than what you were getting over here for a 50. So you're getting half the amount for 3 times as much, and it's not fully fulvic humic blend. Okay, that's what I wanted to explain to you, and why we should probably put this male with the female hair to rest already. This guy. Oh wait, it's gonna pop up again so we can see his long goofy hair. Wait for it. Oh, here's the long goofy hair guy. Oh good, workshops, isn't that special? I remember when he wanted to charge us $400 to talk to Rebecca about something. I was like, yeah, can you give her a look? Because that's back when I actually gave a shit, thought she could be fixed. And one of his consultations was like $500 for like 15 or 30 minutes or something like you can't even get done with your hi, how are yous in freaking that amount of time. I was like, yeah, no, we're good. I think I know what kind of person you are now. I think we're good. Yeah, he's been on the show once. Once was enough. I am a psychiatrist. Anyhow, moving on. So you're getting twice the amount of fulvicumic in this for 1/3 the price. Fulvicumic blend energy earth powder in a glass jar, which is important as well. Provides a wide range of essential nutrients and trace elements that support overall health and well-being. This product offers multiple health benefits, including, and then it shows you, and you can read those yourself. It's a 50-50 blend to support cellular health and mitochondrial energy production. Mineral sourced from the rich soil in Canada, not rocks. Supports healthy digestion and overall well-being. May help promote the body's natural detoxification process. Exhibits powerful antioxidant properties. Promotes the absorption of essential nutrients. Promotes the absorption of essential nutrients. Promotes the absorption of essential nutrients like minerals and vitamins, supporting the whole body mineral health. And there's a ton of there's the minerals in it as well. Okay, the trace minerals. There you go. So this is the what I would recommend if you're going to go for something that is not going to just I don't know, somewhat be the thing, you know? Yeah. We'll charge you 3 times as much, give you half the amount, and tell you to take less of a dose. That should work out for you just fine. Anyway, Dr. Monzo's on the up and up. Andrew Kaufman wanted you to spend $189. He didn't feel bad about selling you a stir stick with water in it for $189. Oh, and if you want the one that has the, I think it was like walnut wood finish on it, then that was going to cost you like a $250 for your magical stir stick. Just by touching it, just by touching the other water is like, oh my God, I need to be structured. I need to be I need to change my awful ways. Got to shrug off this trauma. Yeah. So the IP6 Supreme with inositol is the 4th in your 90 essential nutrients. So you go from right, the whole food multivitamin right here. Bam. Okay. You can scroll down, look at all that stuff. It's awesome. Your Alaskan cod liver oil. Bam. Dun, da, da, da. Okay. And it's very cheap too. Let's see. And then you have. I was just trying to figure out why there was just a bird there and no picture. Fulvicumic blend. I think we covered this, right? Yeah. All right. And you get twice the amount for 1/3 the price. And you're getting more fulvic, more minerals, more everything, right? Yeah. All right. IP6 Supreme with inositol. IP6 Supreme with inositol. Boom. This is your magnesium, calcium, phosphorus, and inositol. I meant to ask Dr. Glidden, I wrote it down here. What do you think of inositol for, helping with the chronic fatigue issue and getting rid of some of this iron that's settling into the tissues, causing fatigue, causing bone and joint pain, muscle soreness, and also messing up the ratio between that and your copper, so that you are not producing proper ATP energy in the cells, mitochondria. If that's even what dude, everything that they say, everything that anybody ever says is up for grabs at this point in life, right? So this is actually on sale too. So you're getting not only a discount from the other site, which I'm going to find out right now. Let's see what the IP6 says. What do they sell here? IP6, IP freely. I've touched the button. There it goes. So they want a 44. It says it's 49.95, but it's on sale here too, quote unquote. So normally this is 49.95 on the Azure Well site, Azure Living Well site, and it's almost always 44.96 here. So it's again 10% off. And then you're getting another 10% off here. So it's 46. This thing lasted me forever. And this is calcium, magnesium, phosphorus in absorbable form, and then the inositol. And if you have chronic fatigue issues, this should help out. So get all 4 of the things that you need for your 90 essential nutrients, all right? And supports a wide range of body functions, including immune health, DNA integrity. There's some things out there that screw like titanium dioxide in all like candies, ice creams, and stuff like that. It could be harming your kids. It could screw up their DNA, so they say now. Everything is there to attack and destroy you. And you can't just assume that it's all by accident. It's not. Because then when they know about it, they don't stop. They just want you to stop thinking about it. So what does that tell you? Oh, it's about profit. You can say that for just as long as, just so long before you realize, but aren't they also setting up a surveillance thing around there? And then through BlackRock, all things are created. Through BlackRock, all things are connected, just like all the cameras in your neighborhood and to your home and to your gymnastics for your children and the park, playground, and schools, and they're all connected and flock. And the demon killers are the only ones who, and police officers are abusing the system. Yay. Yeah, no, it's definitely that they just made a mistake putting the worst ingredients and chemicals into your food that have no business being in food. It was all just they just didn't know better. Oh, so they stopped? No, they doubled down. Oh, when we found out about glyphosate though, Roundup, they stopped using that, right? No, they don't have any liability anymore. Trying to think, where did we get a win lately? Where did mankind show that the whole system definitely isn't just crazy, full of killers? I don't think I can't think of one off the top of my head. Meanwhile, Lebanon exploded in a bigger explosion than since Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but nobody's going to talk about that. Yeah. Why? Because we enabled it. That's why. Okay, so the IP6 Supreme and Nostal, we gave them weapons. Fulvic Hemic Blend right there. That's 1, 2. The whole food multivitamin, and of course the Alaskan Liver Oil. I also get the core copper. You don't have to. There's a pure collagen here. There's activated B, which is I think I might get next. The whole food C for sure. Everybody loves the beef liver here. I know that. The copper and the beef liver, everybody loves here. And so if I go in and I click the Baja salt, it's there. And you can use the coupon code on that too. So you get 4 pounds, it looks like it says. Wait, hold on. Let me look at this closer. I don't know why is there 2 of them? One has 50 reviews, one has 22. Okay. So 1 pound of this salt is $15. It must be some damn good salt. 5 pounds, $44.95. It's $9 a pound. It's like cheaper, apparently. 25-pound bag. I'm sure that would be fun to ship, price wise. Unless you could probably stuff that into a medium box, medium flat rate, if they did priority mail. Medium flat rates are not flat though anymore. Everything's has a variable by region. Anyway, it doesn't matter. $99 for that. But hey, 5% off. Baja Gold Mineral Sea Salt is the world's most flavorful sea salt, naturally harvested from the Sea of Cortez. Baja Gold features a comprehensive trace mineral profile, perfect for your everyday use. Baja Gold can be used on your kitchen table and in all your recipes, so you can use it like salt. Thanks. Make the switch today. Now I got to make stuff. Your taste buds will thank you. A medium grain size, most similar to traditional, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we get it. It's salt. Just say it's salt. And somebody asks you a question, you're like, it's salt. But it's mineral salt. Tropic Mexico, which we all know how clean Mexico is. You sure this isn't I'm not. Are you sure this isn't mercury salt? Sewer salt? Seriously though, you know what happened to Imperial Beach? I don't think people are allowed to swim in it anymore because we're putting up with Mexico shit. Literally, they have some kind of messed up pipe backing up thing going on, and it's dumping into the ocean right out by Imperial Beach in California. It's like all making everything so disgusting that you can't go swimming. You're gonna get amoeba, brain eating amoeba in your ear and kill you, and then you're gonna be playing in sewage. So that's cool, right? Everything, nobody cares about anything anymore. They're just letting everything go to hell. Edward, what's up, bro? Let's see, we got some stuff over here. I'll jump over on this side again. But anyway, I told you about the 9 essential nutrients and then some. Like I went out overboard there. But there's this stuff. Enjoy. Get your 90 essential nutrients. Make sure you use code BB5 when you do it. You got one more day for Dr. Glidden Solstice 2 for the 50% off the annual. I went to bat for you over that because I know how hard it is when you're getting paid bi-weekly, twice a week. I'm not that's not, but I've lived through that. When I had my store, I had to pay, I think it was like $70 more a month, or maybe it was $70 more per week just to have paychecks do weekly checks. The reason why they don't do it weekly is because it costs the shit ass company more. Here I am, a guy with 3 freaking employees, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that to people. I used to hate that. I used to hate having to wait 2 weeks to get paid again. It's like, I'm not going to do that to other people. These people are assholes, most of my employees, and I still was nice to them. Just because it's a principle. It's not about who they are and I'll treat them the way they treat. No, I get all that, but no. Principles. Principles, goddammit. Bi-weekly sucks. Especially when you're poor. Right? Come on. Who's with me? All right. What is this dumb shit? Do you see this? Bounty 51 medic. Hey, we got these things. I got 50 subs on the line. Stop talking like you're retarded, please. You sound like you're playing Battleship. I have 50 subs on the line. If you need content for the next 20 minutes, if I need content. What the fuck does that mean? You want me to see your ad so you can. No. I said fuck subs and pay via. And fuck subs and getting paid through Kick. Impoverish these woke. This is after I wrote this. But impoverish these woke demons and use the give, send, go. And I said aim high. That way you get him in the forehead. Anyway, there you go. So let's see what we got for people talking. And then I'll get out of here and start up the next show. Let's see. I think I can go like this. But then I can look at it like this too. So you guys have your stuff on the screen there. And I can probably pop stuff up too. So Karen, have you tried the other? So that. No pressure on back of lungs. Okay. Here's that dick bounties thing I was talking about. This guy just, I don't even know what the hell he's even saying anymore. It just sounds like a tard. Anyway. Unfortunately, Todd says, unfortunately, Racing Water says, okay, we saw that one. Why can't I get this thing to scroll correctly? Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Dan, your weather, we saw that one. My sister was interrupting me. Daniel is sharing his life experience. Family invasion has started. Yay. Oh, thank you, sir. Emer Snowman says the buy me a coffee thing still works and is active. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Edward. Thanks. I'd like a 24-ounce chocolate peppermint, no foam, no whipping cream, and a straw. That's funny. No, not iced. extra hot so it's warm by the time you make it to my porch. Fine, I'll just start the tequila therapy. Whoa, jeez. Most men used to have their own magical wood wand. Yeah, yeah, they were called. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Ha ha ha. But I was gonna say, especially a sorcerer like the Kaufman from the tribe. Sewer salt. I spit my sip of water out. At least it wasn't hot coffee, I guess. Yeah, that did you let's look at that real quick. Just for fun. All right. Jesus Christ. Come on, dude. For decades, millions of gallons of untreated sewage and industrial waste have poured from Tijuana, Mexico, across the border and into the Pacific Ocean via the Tijuana River. Put a cork in it. This transboundary, oh, now it's trans, everybody. This transboundary crisis has left Imperial Beach shorelines essentially closed to the public for years due to toxic chemicals and high fecal bacterial levels. Was I lying? Nope. Massive spills on June 2026 rupture. So that was Jesus last month, days ago. In Tijuana, a parallel gravity line caused an estimated 40 to 50 million gallons of raw sewage to spill into Tijuana River. This happens like often though. This just happened again, but this isn't the first time. This is okay. So Imperial Beach is where I was, I guess you could say, discovered because we were doing a farmer's market that day at the Friday market. And the guy who was like, I don't know if you call him like, say whatever, PR guy for the Old Town San Diego came up and did a sample. And then Rebecca ran out and gave him a water because he seemed like he was having trouble with the spice of the. And he came back around later and asked if we wanted to bring our stuff inside and have a store. That happened in Imperial. Now, I don't even know if they do that farmers market anymore because of what's going on here. And why would anybody like what would be the attraction to that area of Imperial Beach if it smells like crap and you can't go in the water? You know what I mean? So who knows if that market is even there anymore? And that was on the other side of the was it they call it Corona? That's not Corona. What the hell is it called? That big bridge. Hold on. Coronado. There we go. Yeah, that creepy crazy bridge brings you over to Coronado, and that's right over by Cesar Chavez and Barrio Logan, where I go to Restaurant Depot, because it's like I'm looking right at it when I go to Depot. San Diego Coronado Bridge. So yeah, that takes you over there, and then Imperial Beach is on that side. Not Imperial County, which is closer to me. This is in San Diego. And you don't see any of this fucking shit because if I'm not on the other thing. Hold on. This is why I hate everything. So there you go. There's your Coronado Bridge. See how great that's pretty good. I don't need that guy anymore. Recent infrastructure work, local resource action, further exploration. Don't care about that. Let me get into the real stuff. Tijuana River sewage crisis. Just to devote a page for it. San Diego Coastkeeper took up issue in 2023. We're committed to using every means at our disposal to address the Tijuana sewage crisis. Well, they just keep on having more and more ruptures because they don't care. It's Mexico. It's run by the cartel, and that cartel isn't Mexican. It's Oy vey. That's awful, man. So we put up with a lot of Mexico's poop, as they say. I want to know how long the beach has been closed. Because I was out there in 2015. The southernmost section of the Imperial Beach shoreline has been closed for more than. That's. And this all happened after the fact. See all these 2021, 2024. Yeah, see these. The broader transboundary pollution issue is much older with documented sewage runoff. So they haven't been way back in 1933, which is a horrible year for America too, by the way. Was it open in 2015? Yes, Imperial Beach was open for a significant part of 2015, but it was still heavily plagued by intermittent closures. More than 200 days closed out of 365. Okay. Hopefully it was the colder month. Fewer than 165 days open, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? So we get it though, right? We understand. This is it's really sad. Silver Strand Beach is also another one that might be affected as well. Silver Strand is where you go to get Pismo clams, which you got to make sure that you clean them properly so you're not eating a mouthful of sand. Ew, that's a ton of sewage again and again. Yeah, it's the problems that they don't want to solve. And what I was trying to say to Dr. Glidden, but I kind of lost it, is that just like you with your doctors, they don't want to fix it with giving you the nutrients that your body needs. Charities don't want to fix problems either. Nonprofit organizations, philanthropy, the charity will be out of business, and an NPO is making money and taking advantage of the tax exemption status. Why would they want to fix them? Why would Komen Cure want to cure cancer? Why would any of these people want to solve the problem? As long as they are keeping a perpetual state of needs fixing, needs maintenance, needs then there's a cause for people to donate to, right? So they're never going to fix any of this stuff ever. No charity is in business to solve the problem ever, because they're in business. It is a business, regardless if you think it's not. It is a business. So it is what it is. Let's see. We have, here's an interesting point of view. Hold on. Let's go ahead and get the, I want to change the, what is, stop it? Media assets. Let's go, style. This one looks better like that. Okay. Here's an interesting point of view. Yeah, men come with something that can be used to gratify compulsions, such as compulsions to aim or wave a wand, or the compulsion to inject people. Let's go to the next one. These comments, and this says, that way you don't have to procure a magic wand or a Fauci ouchie needle or anything like that in order to gratify the compulsions. And let me take a look real quick. I want to take a see. I don't want that on stage, but we just see. Blink. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you, Edward. Whoa, wait, hold on a second. I gotta, what is, hold on. What is my thing? What is my name? What is my name? What's my name? Is it that one? I don't remember. Oh man, this is bad. I don't remember. Oh, if it's that one. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. I don't remember what email address I used to get on this. Okay, so now I gotta see something, because I think I just saw something that surprised me a bit here. Oh no, that's right. Yeah. Am I Alex? Am I supposed to not know? Because it says someone. You wrote someone in there. Do you want not me want to say anything? That was extremely kind of you. I was gonna at least type this for now, and I'll get back. But yeah, wow. Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you. And I didn't realize it happened 21 hours ago. Thank you, sir. And Edward Snowman, thank you. You guys are freaking amazing. Doug, when you drop in, you're awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And yeah, I'm referring to the weenus. That's great. Good follow up. That was the best part. All right, I think we're good. I said I was gonna be back at 120. I might move that up a little bit and stretch out and do things and stuff. Stuff and things. Get rid of some of these extra things here. Yeah, kick has been kicked to death like a bad dog. All right. That's it for that one. I would never do that to a dog. Don't get the wrong idea. I like dogs. But it's just I don't have that type of in me anyway. Let's see what we got. All right, I think we got everything, guys. I don't know why that's not. What the fuck? All right, there you go. Yeah, I got to change that style back because that doesn't look as good. Okay, so Solstice 2 for 50% off, guys. Make it happen. Save yourself. Save yourself. We can take you. We can show you. But we can't make you do anything. All right. Was that dramatic enough? Should I work on my acting? You guys have a wonderful day. And for those of you who are going to meet me on the other side, I don't mean death. Stop being so morbid, would you? Just mean I'm going to be on the other channel, the same channel, doing more stuff here in a little bit. I'm probably going to up the time. I didn't mean to do that. But that was kind of funny. That was just like a natural one. Not intentional. Oopsie. My heart to you, that type of thing. Or take this stupid name tag. I don't want this name tag on anymore. All right. Take this flare out of me. It's like the Office Space. All right. I'll see you soon. Oh, wait. Another comment. You did great on attempting to act. I'll have to try some more. Maybe that'll be my next career. And to be or not to be. And then if you're on statins, what was the question? Yeah, because you forget shit. All right, later.